Hello everybody, my name is Uber and I welcome back in Fallout 4. Now, this episode is a little bit different than the usual, because I would like to show you the best possible armor that you can get in Fallout 4. Now, there are two things that I would like to make clear at the beginning. When I'm saying Fallout 4, I mean Fallout 4 with all the DLCs that you can get, or at least Far Harbor, because that's what we want the most for that armor. And when I'm talking about armor, I don't mean power armor. So I don't mean that you are wearing outside of your armor. I mean something that you are wearing on your body. And well, there is also a third thing. When I'm saying the best possible armor that you can get, I mean there are probably better armors for different situations and so on. You can get armor that grants you less damage from robots, ghouls, whatever. But this is the armor that has the best damage resistance from all of the armors in the game. So this is Marine Assault armor. And yeah, it's the best armor in my opinion that you can get, and you can get it in Far Harbor DLC. So right now I'd like to show you where you can grab the basic version of that. So see you in just a moment. Okie dokie, so right now you know where you can find that armor, but it's important to know when you can find that armor. So if you want to find it in those locations that I just showed you, you have to advance in Far Harbor quests. So you have to go with recovering Dima memories, and to be exact, you have to get the last one, the fifth one. In there, Dima is saying about marine armor that is scattered around the island, and it might be worth picking up. And whoa, this time has come. So we can only grab it when you've got that quest done and you've got that memory recovered. Next thing that I would like to tell you is that we can talk about charisma a little bit, because it is important aspect of getting that armor and the best possible option for that armor. So charisma not only makes it easier for you to persuade other people, and it is giving certain bonuses to the settlement, but it's also affecting the way that you are selling and buying things. Being very general, the more charisma you've got, the better are your prices, both for selling and buying. But there are a few things that can also boost your charisma other than maximum 10 levels that you can get. Of course, you can get Bobblehead for trading, but there's also a magazine that you can grab. So Tales of the Junktown vendor, which is very important if you want to grab the cheapest possible options. You can also go for 8 with that charisma. For example, you can go with Date Reaper, Grape Mentats, Beer, and few other things that are boosting your charisma. You've got certain apparel that is giving you more charisma, but there has to be a point that you cannot even upgrade your charisma even more, right? Well, the maximum of charisma that you can get is over 40, but you don't need to go that far. Why? It is very, very easy to understand. If we go into our inventory, and let's, for example, look at our weapons and look at that missile launcher. As you can see, right at the bottom, you've got value. But that value is not something that you can see when you are selling that or buying that. Because the value is just the amount that thing is normally costs, right? But for buying and for selling, you are taking certain percentage of that value. When you are trying to sell that thing, it could be anything from weapons to apparel, aid, and so on. The rules are applying to everything. If you are trying to sell, you can only sell something for maximum of 80% of the value. And when you are buying something, you can get as low as 120% of the value. You cannot go lower than 100%, and you cannot go higher than 80%. Even if you go as high as 40 charisma, you cannot beat that mark. And that is very important. So let me show you how I grabbed all of the Junktown vendors, the magazine that is boosting our charisma, being more specific, our values for selling and buying, and I will go back to you to show you why I needed that. So check that out.
Nice. Excellent. Perfect. Hell yeah. Perfect. There we go. Bingo.
Okie dokie, so after you grab those tails from Junktown Ventor, you boosted your charisma and so on, you can go for a little shopping spree. So each location that I will show you right now is at Far Harbor. You have to go to Far Harbor, Acadia, and Nucleus. As you can see, those are 3 locations that are hosting 3 major factions in Far Harbor DLC. So I know how to spoil you the ending or the endings of Far Harbor, but if you want to grab that armor, either you are going with peaceful ending or the best ending that you can get, or you are buying the best armor, the best option for that armor before you go to the ending. So let me show you what I mean by the best option for that armor.
You ain't armed. You ain't long for
Rook.
this world. Psst.
Looking for a bargain?
Let's see what you have.
Here's what I got.
Hey.
Need something?
Sure. Let's take a look.
You never know. I might actually have something useful.
You.
Can't imagine what kind of revelation it was to turn the High Confessor off wiping out Far Harbor. Well, can I show you the stock?
Let's see what you have.
Probably have something you can use.
Adam's grace doesn't stop bullets. That's where I come in. Check the stock.
I'll take a look. Sure.
Balance the sights myself.
Okie dokie, so right now you know the best possible variant of this armor, but let's check out, generally speaking, what are the different variants, what are the differences between them, and why you might want to choose something different. So let's open up that gate. And as you can see, there are 5 different variants of this armor that you can grab. So starting with the right, this is the base variant that you can get. So you've got assault marine armor, something, chest piece, helmet, and so on. What is important, helmet you cannot really modify. You can modify everything else, but not the helmet. So very, very shitty, but whatever. You can also get that and that. You might be wondering what is the difference between them. There has to be a difference, right? Well, from the looks of it, there is no difference. But if you get a little bit closer, if you inspect that armor, you can see that one is Inquisitor and one is Zealot. And the only difference between them, you can buy Zealot, that is the first difference. Sorry. The second one is the damage resistance that it is getting you. For example, Zealot Marine Armor chest piece is giving you 38 of damage resistance, that is ballistic damage, and 38 of the energy resistance. If you go with Inquisitor, you've got 49 and 50 respectively. So, and also a little bit of radiation protection. So very, very cool. There is this option also, which has modified marine armor helmet. And well, first of all, legs and arms are just Inquisitor armor pieces, but those things are unique, and you can only get them by working with Children of Atom in one option, or going with peaceful ending or the best possible ending for Harbor. And as you can see, those 2 armor pieces are closely connected to radiation and with Children of Atom, right? So you've got more resistance to damage and more intelligence with the higher your rats are. So something to keep in mind if you are constantly radioactive and glowing for sure. And of course, there is also this Recon Marine armor that you can get, but you can get only the upper part of the body covered in that beautiful Recon Marine armor. So you have Recon Marine chest piece that is reducing damage when you're standing. You've got Recon Marine helmet, the third possible helmet for marine armor, which is giving you boost to agility and perception. You can go with Recon Marine left arm that slows time during combat when your health is at 20% or less, and right arm that is increasing wearer movement speed by 10%. So those are the things that you can get from different armors, and those are legendary effects that the armor or even sometimes weapons can give you. Unfortunately, you don't have those Recon variants of the armor for legs. That might be cool, but they just didn't include that. But as you can see, it is going with ultra-light assault marine armor. So normally when you look at that armor, you can see that it's pretty heavy. Around 14 for all of the arms and legs, and also helmet, and 23 for your chest piece. But if you go into my inventory, you will see that right now I've modified that armor for ultralight modification. That is, first of all, making it a little bit lighter. So we are going for 14 to a little bit close to 10 pounds, kilograms, whatever. For chest, I'm talking really, really shitty stuff. You are going from 23 with chest to almost 10 kilograms. And from arms and legs, you are going from 14 to 6. So that is very, very cool. and you've got bonus of more action points. So what I would recommend is going with that if you've got enough caps, so recon, marine, armor, and where you can pack ultralight modification. And that's it. That's the best armor in the game. Of course, it will not be better than power armor, but there are many situations when you cannot really go with power armor. When I'm playing Fallout, most of the times I'm running inside the power armor. Most of the time I'm running inside the power armor because I just feel better with it. Plus, I've got jetpack built in. So I feel like it is pretty much worth it going with the power armor, even if you've got to buy few fusion cores. But there are certain situations, especially around Far Harbor, when you cannot just run around with your power armor, because for example you've got water, and power armors are, well, sticking to the bottom of the sea and not floating. But in that armor, in marine armor, you can swim. That is the biggest advantage over power armor that you can get. And I don't know what else to say about this marine armor. For me, it's the best. Maybe you can find something that for specific situation would be better. For example, if you're going for, I don't know, ghoul hunting, you can get armor that is reducing damage from ghouls, and also weapons that are giving you more damage that you are dealing to ghouls, right? Or you can reduce damage from robots or mutants, creatures, whatever. But in general, this is the best armor that you can get, in my opinion, and because it is giving you the best damage resistance that you can get. And that will be it for this episode. A little bit shorter than usual, but I think important to produce. I've been working on it around the episodes, after the episodes, between the episodes, during the episodes sometimes, because I had to grab a lot of caps for buying this recon armor, but I feel it was worth it. So I would like to thank you all for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.